So the Bible keynotes for today, we started with Exodus chapter 10. The plagues continue, the plagues of locusts and darkness. So God sends the plague of locusts that devour what was left after the hail. Pharaoh admits his sin and asks for forgiveness, but again changes his mind after the plague is lifted. Then a deep darkness covers Egypt for 3 days. Pharaoh tries to negotiate terms with Moses, but then threatens him with death if he sees him again. God's message remains constant. He says, "Let my people go so that they may worship me." Exodus chapter 11, we see the final plague announced. God tells Moses about the last plague where every firstborn in Egypt will die. We see the divine favor here. Israelites found favor in the eyes of the Egyptians who gave them silver and gold. This shows that those who trust in God can find unexpected support and resources even from unlikely sources. Moses announces the first final plague to Pharaoh, who still doesn't listen. Moses leaves Pharaoh's presence in anger. Exodus chapter 12, we see about the Passover. God instructs the Israelites on how to observe the Passover. They are to slaughter a lamb and mark their doorposts with its blood, which will protect them from the final plague. Pharaoh finally relents after the death of the firstborns and urges the Israelites to leave the Egypt. They leave in haste with unleavened bread. The Feast of Unleavened Bread. What is this? This is a celebration of God's holiness and purity, and a reminder of the haste and urgency with which Israel left Egypt, and hence this needs to be observed by Israel throughout their generations as a sign of their covenant relationship with God. Exodus 12, 8-9. Leaven. What is this leaven? Leaven is a symbol of sin because sin rises like a leaven in bread. So if you long for the things of the world, this is the time to remove those things from our life. Look at the things you do or watch to see where to remove the leaven. That's the message for us from this chapter. Exodus chapter 13, we see the Feast of Unleavened Bread. God commands the Israelites to consecrate all the firstborn and to observe the Feast of Unleavened Bread annually. They must also tell their children about the Exodus. That is what we heard God says, and that is what we are doing even now. After so many years, we are reading Exodus, we are discussing on it, we are listening, we are reflecting. Definitely we are telling our children about Exodus. God guides the Israelites with a pillar of cloud by day and pillar of fire by night, leading them away from the Philistines and towards the Red Sea. That is the end of Bible keynotes for today. Exodus chapter 13 completed. Questions for today. Exodus chapter 10, verse 2. What was Moses to tell his children and grandchildren? Read, baby. Today's family, please answer. Exodus 10.
I have also done it so you can tell your children and grandchildren about how I made a mockery of the Egyptians and about the signs I displayed among them, and so you will know that I am the Lord.
Very good. Exodus 10:4. What was next to come into the country?
If you refuse, watch out, for tomorrow I will bring a swarm of locusts on your country.
Correct. Exodus 10:6. Who had never seen anything like this?
They will overrun your places and the homes of your officials and all the houses in Egypt. Never in the history of Egypt have your ancestors seen a plague like this one. And with that, Moses turned and left Pharaoh.
Correct. Exodus 10:15. How much grain was left in Egypt? We'll share this with your brother. You can answer, son. 10:15. Share Bible is.
The locusts covered the whole country and darkened the land. They devoured every plant in the fields and all the food on the trees that had survived the hailstorm. Not a single leaf was left on the trees and plants throughout the land of Egypt.
Correct. Exodus 10:24. Women and children may go this time, he says, but what was to be left behind?
King called Moses and said, "You may go and worship the Lord. Even your women and children may go with you, but your sheep, goats, and cattle must stay here."
Correct. Exodus 11:7. What noise would come from the Israelites and why?
But not even a dog will bark at the Israelites or their animals. Then you will know that I, the Lord, make a distinction between the Egyptians and the Israelites.
Correct. Exodus 12:3-4. When was a lamb to be selected? How were they to decide how many lambs to kill?
Announced to the whole community of Israel that on the 10th day of this month, each family must choose a lamb or a young goat for sacrifice, one animal for each household. If a family is too small to eat a whole animal, let them share with another family in the neighborhood. Divide the animal according to the size of each family and how much they can eat.
Correct. Exodus 12:10. What was to be done to any leftovers?
You must not leave any of it until morning. If any is left over, it must be burnt.
Correct. Exodus 12:16. What could be done on the assembly days?
On the first day and again on the seventh day, you are to meet for worship. No work is to be done on those days, but you may prepare food.
Correct. Exodus 12:18. The 7 days of unleavened bread was during what part of the month?
It must be made without yeast from the evening of the 14th day of the first month until the evening of the 21st day of that month.
Correct. Exodus 12:40. How long were the Israelites in Egypt?
The Israelites had lived in Egypt for 430 years.
Correct, 430 years. Exodus 12:42. Why are the Israelites to keep vigil to honor the Lord?
It was a night when the Lord kept watch to bring them out of Egypt. This same night it is dedicated to the Lord for all time to come as a night when the Israelites must keep watch.
Correct. Exodus 13:7. Where was yeast not to be seen?
For 7 days you must not eat any bread made with yeast. There must be no yeast or leavened bread anywhere in your land.
Amen. That's the end of today's keynotes and quiz. What is your name, baby? You answered everything.
Jafia.
You're Jafia. Okay, very good. I was admiring you. How you are finding out and reading out everything. Very good. God bless you. God bless all the families. Maybe very good son, you too. Because she is small, I'm praising her. All of us are very good. So God bless and thanks to all of you. May we stay away from sin and do what is pleasing to God. Amen and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.